Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Wine. Welcome back to art class. Today is the final day of our Gyotaku printmaking project. And today is the day when we are going to put everything together. So for today's lesson, you will need your completed background paper where you drew the seaweed and painted the water and created the bubble texture. And you will need your best fish print. So make sure that you have used the rubric to decide which of your two fish prints is best. You will also need scissors, glue stick, and maybe even a pencil. So to start with, you can set your background paper aside, and we're going to start with your best fish print. Now you may notice from my finished artwork that the first step is I need to cut out my fish. And because I really want my fish to stand out against the background, notice how I left a little bit of the edge of color around the fish. So I'm not cutting exactly on the white line. I want to leave a little bit of that printed border all the way around the edge. For that reason, you may need a pencil. And if you are using a pencil, what you want to do is I'm going to zoom in a bit so you can see. You want to just carefully draw a line, a border around the edge of the fish so that you can see that small amount of printed ink showing between the line and the white line that you printed. You can draw that all the way around. Only draw it dark enough so you can see it. Now, if you feel confident in your cutting skills, you may not even need to draw that line. So once you have the line drawn, or if you feel confident in your cutting skills, then all you have to do is come in and cut out that border. Sometimes I find it helpful, rather than fighting with all of the paper, if this paper gets in my way, I'm just going to cut that piece off. And then I really want to work on getting this border cut nice and neat, because this is the edge that everyone is going to see when they look at my fish print. Whoops. Also notice if I'm getting to a tricky area, I find it easier to twist and turn my paper around. And see, here's that paper getting in my way, so I can just cut that little piece off. And I find it easier to twist and turn my paper than I do to twist my cutting hand around. So I'm just going to go all the way around the edge, turning the fish as I go. Getting rid of that piece that I don't need. And if I have any sharp or jagged edges, I really want to make sure that I trim all of those edges nicely and neatly. Once I am all the way finished, I can set my scraps aside. Remember, you're not going to want everybody in the class going to the garbage can at once, so it may be a good idea at your table groups to make one pile of garbage and then let one person take all that garbage away. So now I have my fish, and I may want to play with how I want to put my fish on my background. I might want to put it straight. I might want to make the fish look like it's swimming down or like it's swimming up, but I definitely want to make sure that I'm working to fill my page. One thing I would not suggest doing is sticking the fish completely at the bottom, because that's likely to leave an empty space at the top. You really want to be using your fish to kind of help fill that space. Once I have a plan for where I'm going to put the fish, then I'm ready to glue. Now, when I'm ready to glue, I do not like to glue on top of my background paper, because if the glue stick slips off the edge, then I've got glue all over my paper and I've made a mess. So once I sort of know what my plan is, then I can move my background paper aside, flip my fish over. Remember, I'm going to twist the glue stick up just a little bit, and I only need to put glue around the outside edge. I don't need to worry about getting glue all in the middle of my fish, because if I put glue around the outside edge, I know the middle is going to be stuck down. Also, if I put the glue around the outside edge, I can use my fingers in the middle to hold the fish still, and my fingers will not get all sticky. And then once I have the glue around the outside edge, I can pick my fish up, flip it over, remember how I wanted it placed, place my fish carefully on the paper, and press it down. The last two steps are pretty simple. I just want to check my edges. If I notice I have an edge that's not glued down, remember, I never put the glue on the background paper. I always put the glue on the smaller paper. So I'm just going to hold that edge up, put a tiny bit of glue on it, and then I can press it down. Once I'm all the way finished, the last step, remember always, is to twist the glue down, roll it down just a bit past the cap. It doesn't have to be way down inside there, just a little bit, and then put the lid back on the glue. I hope you have a wonderful week. I cannot wait to see your finished Gyotaku prints. And until next time, keep on creating.